Hello everyone, Denunci here. Today, we're going to talk about Elder Scrolls Online races. If you like our videos and want to see more of us, please be sure to check out our Twitter and Twitch channels in the description below. The history of Tamriel is lush, rich, and full of hundreds if not thousands of stories. Throughout all of these lie the 10 major races in all of the Elder Scrolls games. In ESO, each race has banded together with 2 others to create larger factions. We'll be discussing each of the races and what they're generally like. Without further ado, let's get on with it. The Daggerfall Covenant. The Daggerfall Covenant is a faction comprised of kingdoms from the northwestern part of Tamriel, such as High Rock, Hammerfell, and Orsinium, to establish peace in the midst of problematic trade routes resulting in poverty and war. With this, the Bretons, Redguards, and Orcs decided to fight under one leadership, despite having had numerous disagreements in the past. The Daggerfall Covenant is led by High King Emeric due to his highly admired political strategies. He is known to punish enemies with an iron hand, sparing no one. The first Daggerfall Covenant quest can be found in Stros Makai, followed by Betnik. Bretons. The Bretons of High Rock are passionate and diplomatic humans renowned for their aptitude in crafting and wizardry. They are reliable soldiers who fight for prosperity above all else. In terms of physical characteristics, they have a less bulky build compared to Nords and Redguards. What differentiates them from other human races is their proficiency towards magic due to having elven blood. Because of this strong affinity, Bretons tend to go with light armor coupled with magicka-based abilities to further enhance their capabilities. Not only are they able to conserve their resources well, their spell resistance against status effects are high. Orcs. The Orcs of Orsinium are one of the most brutish, fiercest of the races in Tamriel. While they are technically of elven blood, hence Orsimer, they do not share most of the traits of their elven brethren. They are exceptional warriors, able to sprint into combat quickly and use less stamina while doing so. And of course, their brute strength also allows them to swing their weapons harder and make more powerful blows. During fights, their unflinching rage causes them to be sturdier than most and even have their wounds healed as they damage their foes. Their prowess in battle even allows them to fight longer without the need to rest. Orcs are also considered a tribal race, where smaller camps, gatherings, or strongholds are more normal than larger cities, though there are always exceptions. They are also recognized as some of the finest smiths around, as their blacksmithing skills are truly legendary. Orcs of Tamriel are able to learn the ways of smithing faster than any race, and they can don the heaviest armor with ease and efficiency. Redguards. The Redguards of Hammerfell are a desert people, widely known for being deft warriors with an independent disposition whose ancestors are from the land of Yokuda. They usually take positions as soldiers, adventurers, or skirmishers. Redguards also value honor, dignity, and tradition, and are worshippers of the divine. As a result, they are cautious when it comes to magic. To be worthy of their culture, one must pass a series of tests in Alkir aimed at testing their endurance and discipline. They go by the idea of survival of the fittest. In terms of battle, Redguards can wear many armors and mostly opt for swords, and are agile with a high constitution, stamina, and resistance to poison. The Aldmeri Dominion. The Aldmeri Dominion is a faction composed of 3 neighboring races in order to prevent the continuous rise of power of Molag Bal worshippers. In the hopes of changing the status quo of being dominated by young, lesser races such as men, The High Elves or Altmer, Wood Elves or Bosmer, and the Khajiit decided to unite to lead the Imperial City under the Elven rule. The Aldmeri Dominion is being led by Queen Irene, who inherited the throne from her father, King Hidelith, after his passing. They believe that the Divines bestowed the faction the right to rule. The first Aldmeri Dominion quest can be found in Kenarthy's Roost, followed by Auridon. High Elves. Known as one of the oldest races in Tamriel, the High Elves consider themselves the ruling race over the Aldmeri Dominion. They are an extremely proud group because of their magical prowess and beautiful architecture. They are able to recharge their magicka or stamina easily whenever they use an innate class ability, and they take less damage when casting spells or abilities with a cast time. The Altmer are also gifted with enhanced levels of magicka as well as spell damage. These elves are a direct descendant from the Aldmer, and their name roughly translates to High Ones, among other things. Due to their highborn status, they are able to learn destruction magic faster than most and can also gain experience quicker. Wood Elves. Wood Elves, or the Bosmer, on the other hand, have adapted to living in forests instead of cities. They have rejected the frivolities of civilized life and instead focus on being one with nature. Attunement with the land has granted them a natural resistance to poisons and diseases. They also have more stamina, which they can recover quicker. They have also adapted to become very quick, nimble, and cunning. Their acrobatic prowess decreases fall damage that they receive and increases their experience with a bow. Hiding in the lush canopies of the forest also allows them to be much stealthier than most, thus they can do better sneak attacks. Khajiit. The Khajiit of the southern part of Elsewhere are a feline race known for their agility, intelligence, and wittiness. Due to these traits, they excel at being acrobats, thieves, and warriors who use bladed weapons. They are devoted to the two moons of Nirn, Maser and Secunda. Khajiits have a natural sweet tooth, their weakness, and they often succumb to skooma addiction, a narcotic made out of moon sugar, to satiate this craving. Some of them even go as far as engaging in a skooma trade business. The Khajiit's number diminished due to a deadly disease outbreak, the Kanaten flu. They owe Queen Irene a huge debt because she stepped in and calmed the chaotic cries of panic and disarray caused by the flu. Since they look and act differently from humans and elves, Khajiits are susceptible to racial discrimination. In the battlefield, they are known to be vicious and strong, using their excellent hand-to-hand combat and stealth abilities. They can also recover faster compared to other races. The Ebonheart Pact. The Ebonheart Pact is a faction comprised of three unlikely races since they have had a dark history prior to the second Akaviri invasion. For instance, the Dark Elves or Dunmer and Nords never got along, while the Argonians were under the slave rule of the Dunmer. However, due to the need to form a strong alliance, they banded together to fight against the Akaviri slave masters and the forces of Molag Bal. The Great Moot, or Decision Makers, is made up of one leader per race, specifically Jorun, the Skald King for the Nords, General Ieveth Noramil for the Dunmer, and Eyes of Steel for the Argonians. All decisions must be aligned and agreed upon by the Great Moot before any of these are executed. The first Ebonheart Pact quest can be found in Bleakrock Isle of Skyrim, followed by Bal Foyen. The Dark Elves. Coming from the harsh land of Morrowind are the Dunmer, a proud and ferocious race of elves. Their ashen skin and dark eyes are a result of an ancient curse given to them by the Daedric prince Azura many decades ago. The Dunmer are usually isolated from the other races, often showing disdain for the beast races by keeping them as slaves in the past. They also consider themselves superior to the other races. Dark Elves are equally adept at blades and magic, which makes them a good choice for newer players or for those who are unsure on what type of character they want to develop. They are naturally more resistant to fire and environmental effects, as they are able to adapt to living in the volcanic regions of Vardenfell. Lastly, they also have bonuses to both weapon and spell damage, and can improve their dual-wielding prowess much faster than most. Nords. The Nords are a race of men that hail from the northern and frigid reaches of Skyrim. Due to this, they have a natural resistance to cold and have become extremely durable and quite formidable in combat. Aside from being hardy, they are also naturally more resistant to both physical and magical damage. These warlike people have the belief that an honorable death will grant them eternal rest in Sovngarde, the plane where the Nordic spirits revel in contests of physical strength, bravery, or the simple consumption of mead and other drinks. Being quite fond of drunken revelry, Nords are able to extend the duration of any drink-related buffs for a few minutes, and can learn how to fight with two-handed weapons much faster than most. Lastly, they have more stamina and can gain ultimate charges quicker whenever they take damage. Argonians. The Argonians of Blackmarsh are a reptilian race that are often vilified and shunned by the other races, probably because they are neither men nor mer. Growing up in the wet marshlands have helped the Argonians hone their alchemical, restorative, and swimming prowess. Constant exposure to swamplands have helped them develop an immunity to contracting diseases, as well as resisting actual disease and poison damage, things that would do in most budding adventurers. This exposure has also helped them become more hardy by naturally increasing their health. Another good thing about Argonians is their natural skill in mending others' wounds. They can heal others more effectively and can learn restoration skills faster. Lastly, they are very resourceful in the use of alchemical concoctions. Drinking potions, despite the effects, also restore additional health, magicka, and stamina. Finally, their ambitious nature allows them to swim faster than the other races. The Imperials. Imperials are a race of men that hail from the land of Cyrodiil, which lies at the heart of Tamriel. Imperials are considered by some to be excellent diplomats and traders. They are well-spoken, educated, and are known for their rule of law, government, and training of their troops, the renowned Imperial Legions. Although less imposing physically as compared to other races, such as orcs, their legions are invincible and considered one of the most effective and disciplined forces in the land. Throughout the years, they have been able to subdue other provinces to create an environment of prosperity, resulting in the creation of the mighty empire. Imperials are naturally hardy warriors, as they are both tough, thereby granting them more health, and they possess heightened stamina to fight longer. Their melee hits have a chance to heal them, restoring morale. Imperials also learn the ways of the sword and shield fighting style quicker than most. Lastly, the Imperials are not part of a faction, but instead, they have the option to join any of the three major ones. Well, that's it for now. Let us know what you think in the comment section below. If you enjoyed the video, sharing and subscribing to the channel helps us a lot. Thank you for watching and have a great week ahead.